So what we have here is the pound dollar, and I want to talk about two things. Well, I did trade the 1 minute chart today over here as it was breaking out, and at one point it looked like as if, wow, pound is just going to be going down and it's never going to look back. But you know, this is the power of waiting for the candle to close. So if you look at this now, this is the London open candle. When it closed, it actually became a fake out and a very strong indication that price probably wants to go up. But I couldn't trust that. I mean, I can't just go long here and have stop loss down there because it's now inside the trading range. So what I want to do is to wait for it to break out. And that is exactly what it did, but it did it over here. So again, the banana video that I posted, I think it was yesterday or the day before, you definitely have to watch it. That's what explains this. And today I will explain it further. So we have relevant levels from here, but the closer the level to us in time is what I will consider more. But I can do this as well. You know, I can take all of this into account, right? All of this. So these levels are close. I will take it as a zone. And then what's the most important thing? You have a trend candle, very small wick. The wick down here doesn't really matter, but wick over here matters. And it closes outside. And then the game begins, because as soon as you see this candle, you drop to the 5 minute chart, and then you have to wait. So I said, you know, if you are working and you don't have time, okay, you can do that with the hourly chart, but you will need, once you identify the situation, you know, price going sideways, then it breaks the trading range, it goes and breaks and closes outside. Now you need that pullback setup for the break and retest. So what is this blue zone? That's this line, right? This over here, and then this smaller one is basically the micro pullback that we are targeting. So what is the micro pullback? It's that little move between the two trend candles. And the idea, the concept that we're using is that, okay, price was stuck in a range, then it broke out of it with a trading with a trend. So the idea and the concept is that when market starts moving, there's a higher probability that there's a 70% chance of when you see the first trend candle, that the second one is also going to be a trend candle, or at least a bull candle after this, right? So that's the whole idea. And then you capitalize on that. And here we received the perfect setup, which is 1, 2, and 3. Now here you have an option. You want to go above the 3. It's an inside candle, so you can use this. Or if you want to be safe, then you can go above the high of 2, and whichever candle has the low, whether it's 3 or the 2. Let me have a look at this. So the low here is 1.35039 and the low here is 35042. So the 2 is lower. So you'll take that signal over here, and that gives you 7-point stop loss. Obviously your target point is going to be either 14 or 21. In this case, 2R and 3R were both hit. And then you have the second pullback. So the first one got successful, and if you were still interested, you could have taken the second one as well. In this case, it's a very clear option of 1, 2, 3. You go long there, you stop loss. This could be like if it was here, depending on what was your stop loss. If it was 7, well, 14 got hit, right? If it was 8 and you had spread and stuff, then probably got hit as well. But if you went with 9 stop loss, then it was a break even. Now, when this happens, that's what it is, the H1M5 method. But there's also a H1M15 method. And that's the second thing I want to talk about in this video, is that what would you do? Suppose you didn't take those two signals. I mean, if you took those two signals, you don't need to trade anymore because you've got yourself 2 or 3%, right? And the idea is that whenever a chart moves, you want to have at least 1 or 2 trades to, you know, get some profit out of it. If you got that profit, that's fine. But if you're still hungry, or if you haven't traded, and sometimes it can happen that you would see a very strong, beautiful trend going on. You have trend candles, second one, third one, fourth one, and now you have a fifth one going on. And if you didn't find anything on the M5, and you don't have a break and retest, like after this candle, you won't have a break and retest because you have nothing to the left. And the question is, can we actually take advantage of the trend? And that's the highest probability thing. If a market is showing a trend, like for example, when it was showing trend over here, all you had to do was find an entry. But then you want to refine your entry as well, right? I'll come to this in a bit, but first here. So for that, we can use the micro pullback. So for this one over here, if you drop to the 15-minute chart, I won't have to explain to you now what I saw. There we go. You don't need a break and retest for this. This is a nice clean breakout, and you know that it's already broken out of the trading range. And you have one, then this one broke above, so you have another one because this resets it, and that means it's a double leg or a two-legged pullback. So you have 1 and 2, and even if you didn't notice that, you have 1 and 2 and a nice continuation, and you have a tail here, so that's a confirmation candle. You go long here with a 16 stop loss, and your target is hit. So that's the second way of entering. So you have the H1 M5 method, which is the break and retest, and then you have the continuation of trend, which is H1 M15. You can trade both of them, or you can trade either of them, right? But that's how we can do it. Let's suppose we were here. Let's see if we found anything in there. Now, because it's a very strong move, maybe there wasn't anything. But now that you know that the trend is down, all you need to do is find a setup. So let's go to the 15-minute chart. And on the 15-minute chart, we have a lovely 1-2. Now, in this case, because we have a strong outside, well, it's not an outside candle, but it's a trend candle, or let's call it a strong bear candle, right? Which was followed by an inside candle. It became a Walsh setup. So you take a setup on this, 16 is your stop loss, and you could have done 3R on this, right? That happens. Let's go to the 5-minute chart. We find something there? Probably not. Why? Because this low has not broken this. I mean, there was a setup here, but that was before, right? We're talking about after the line. Yes, this could have been taken as well. I mean, if you are confirmed about the trend and stuff, but I don't think, actually, I'm forgetting now. I don't know. I think I took this or whatever. So that's what it is. But usually I would want this to break. So then if I was looking for the 5-minute chart, it would happen all the way here. But that's probably another hour, isn't it? So let me move this line to here. And this probably happened after this line. Yes, that happened after that. So that means that now we're looking for a continuation of trend entry, and that should be taken at H1 M15. And that is over here for you. So these are the options that we have.